but I think the pass game's just not been great. A year's film on Bo Nix, people are playing him differently. Last year was a lot of man coverage, one high, try and force him to make a play because people thought he couldn't do it, and then he was scrambling around and throwing the ball down the field, and now people are like, okay, let's sit in more deep shells and force him to have long drives and not make mistakes, and that's harder to do for a second-year quarterback.
Denver, they're a strange one. As you mentioned this year, the defense has been so good. They led the league in sacks and pressures. Nick Bonito's leading the league in sacks as well. He's having a great season. They also lead the league in success rate as well. So that they're great situationally. They're fourth in EPA per play, third on third down, best in the league on fourth down. This Broncos defense is great as expected, really carrying on from where it was last year. But the offense, it's hard to summarize what's going on with the offense. They've not necessarily looked bad, but I'm disappointed. I could say based on what we saw last year, I think they were better down the stretch last year, and they've added weapons to the offense this year. That's probably the most disappointing thing. We mentioned Bo Nix. He's struggled a little bit, which is a concern when the offensive line has been so good. It's allowed just 5 sacks. It's one of the best units in the league. His air yards per completion is incredibly low at 3.7 yards. And next gen stats have his aggressive percentage of just 7.4%, which is only Jackson Darts is lower than that so far this year. So he's not been pushing the full football down the field by any means, and it's nearly half of what his number was last year as well. But last Sunday in the fourth quarter, he came alive as the Broncos came back from a 14-point deficit. It was couple of nice throws to Cortland Sutton there to come back and beat the Eagles. Went 9 of 10 for 126 yards and a touchdown in the fourth quarter, leading the Broncos to 3 scoring drives and 3 opportunities as well. So something clicked for him last week. He looked more confident and he was able to push the ball down the field when it mattered. He's been really scared to do that. The rest of this year. I think we could see another big game for him in this week because this Jets pass defense sucks. You mentioned it earlier. Every week I'm seeing fire Steve Wilkes on social media, and only Dallas has a worse EPA per pass than the Jets so far this season. That's something because Matt Eberflus' defense is like generationally bad right now. Obviously, you were lower on Denver in preseason than I was. What have you made from them so far this year?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of what I thought. I'm not sure the weapons are that good. I don't mind Troy Franklin, but I don't think there's many good weapons on the team in comparison to other playoff teams, if that's what you're trying to judge them on. And I think it's just really Bo Nix's play. It just hasn't been as good. I think that's really what it comes down to. The run game hasn't been as good as people thought, but it's been statistically okay to good. So it's not been great, but it's still been fine.